Alright, so the person above asked a really great question. Does the Neomorph eventually evolve into a Xenomorph, or are we waiting for the next Covenant movie to see what's going on? So going off of the movie and any kind of considerable lore that we do know, it seems like the Neomorph is at the final stage already, and it doesn't evolve into a Xenomorph because it does carry out a different form of evolutional pattern, or progressional pattern. For the Neomorph, they start off in the egg sac, which is a byproduct of the surrounding environment of Planet 4, and also the pathogen, the black goo. And for the Xenomorph, we have the Ovomorph, which is basically the egg that the queen produces. And going back to the Neomorph, after the egg sacs, then we get the motes, and the motes will then produce that microscopic type mist that will infect a host. And going back to the Xenomorph, after the Ovomorph, we then get a face hugger. And for the Neomorph, we then get the bloodburster. But for the Xenomorph, the next evolutional pattern after the face hugger is then the chest burster. And going back to the Neomorph, after the bloodburster, then we get a Neomorph. And after the chest burster, we will then eventually get a runner that comes out, and then eventually we'll get a full-fledged Xenomorph. Now I know that was probably a little bit confusing because I was going back and forth, but I wanted to provide some kind of comparison so that you could see the evolutional pattern on how the two organisms diverge, and they are different but also a little bit similar at the same time. So will a Neomorph eventually transform into a Xenomorph? No, that's not the case. Will we see more of the Neomorph in future movies? I'm not too sure about that, but it would be pretty cool to see that the Neomorph could possibly not be the final stage, but from what we have seen, at least in the Alien Covenant movie, it seems that this is the peak stage for the Neomorph. One thing that I'm really interested to see is what would happen if one of the motes had a nearby Xenomorph that was passing by. Would it release the microscopic just mist in order to infect a Xenomorph? And if so, what would happen to that Xenomorph? What would they transform into eventually? Now this picture is of a white hybrid from the Alien vs. Predator Deadliest Species comic books. Now my guess is that, or my theory is that if we were to get a Neomorph mote that would infect a Xenomorph, that eventually we would get something that is very akin to this white hybrid. Now, of course, I'm not too sure, but it's just fun to theorize. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you want me to do a video on the white hybrid, put in white hybrid in the comment section. But with that being said, this is Zen from Zen Multiverse saying peace, love, and prosperity. If you're enjoying the content, like, share, comment, and I'll catch you all later on the next one. Later.